Hello, this is Chuck Crater, and I'm doing a little vlog here. This is a challenge for myself to do a little bit more sharing, challenge one of my tendencies to want to get things perfect, which ends up having me procrastinate hugely because I'm not going to do this perfectly. And also to challenge any concerns I have about whether I have something that's helpful to offer, and also concerns that what other people might think of me. You would think after all these years I'd be beyond that, but I'm not. So this is my one way to challenge myself, is start doing some vlogs. Made a promise to myself to get this one out, and to also get another one out in the next week. So I'd like to be doing this once a week. I'll start with what I'm doing today. I'm going to share with you a recipe for appreciation. This is a practice that was passed down to me by one of my teachers, a social scientist that I worked with for a number of years. He passed away 20 years ago. And I've practiced this from time to time over the years. I've shared it with many people. And what I've noticed is it's really a challenge to appreciate. It is. The world just doesn't seem to want us to be grateful and appreciate. There's so many things to look for that are wrong. You know, that's kind of one of our defaults, it seems to me, is to look for what's wrong in the world. And lately, I've, maybe just with all the chaos happening in the world, I've noticed it's be a good practice for me to get back and really become intentional about appreciation and gratitude as a practice. So I'm taking this on a more consistent basis. So this practice that I'm sharing with you, a recipe for appreciation, has 3 steps to it. Step 1 is attention. Pay attention. Voluntarily focus your attention. Step 2 is whatever you pay attention to or focus your attention to. Choose to be interested. And step 3 is the action piece, appreciate. So let me back up and say a little bit more about this. Step 1 is voluntarily focus your attention on yourself, another person, or a thing. You know, simply to choose and notice, make an observation with no judgment. And it doesn't have to be anything spectacular, just pick something. I often suggest picking really mundane things like a doorknob, just randomly picking something, the carpet on the floor. So that's step 1. Choose to focus on yourself, another person, or a thing. Step 2 is now, whatever you choose to focus on, choose to be interested in it. And to be interested is to engage with your focus of attention. Now, this is skill-based. You could choose something you have no interest in. But with practice and patience, if you really took it on, eventually you're going to develop a genuine interest in it. I often like to tell people that I'm not I don't really follow football. I'm here in Eugene, Oregon, the home of the Oregon Ducks football team, and I don't follow them too much. But if I chose to really voluntarily focus my attention on the University of Oregon football team, the Ducks, and I chose to be interested in it and really engaged with being interested in the football team, I have no doubt with time and patience and practice, I would become a raging fan of the University of Oregon football team. I just haven't chose to focus my attention there. But who knows, I might sometime. So that's step 2, is to really engage, get yourself involved with your focus of attention. And then step 3 is now appreciate it. Pick anything, it all matters. Value what you're seeing or hearing and name it. Give it a name. Regard the benefits or the value. Could be a characteristic, could be something physical, but put it into words and tell of it. And hold what you're focusing on in high regard. And that's the practice. And the interesting thing that can happen with this practice, as you focus your attention and choose to be interested and engaged, is what naturally will start happening or emerging over time is the experience of love. Now, when you do this practice, it's important that it's genuine and not just done as a technique. And especially when we do an appreciation of other people or even ourselves, it actually helps connect people. We're a collective species. We work in teams, and so to notice somebody for what you appreciate is actually a gift. It helps connect people to humanity, and so it's a really wonderful gift to give to people. The other thing is that whatever you focus on grows in power. So you might say, well, yeah, I could find something to appreciate about the day, but oh my God, the rest of the day. Well, what you focus on grows in power. So if you can start with one thing to be grateful for and appreciate, and really be genuine about it, and keep up the practice, you'll find more and more things. It doesn't mean that there's not shadows in life, that there's not difficult things to face, but if those difficulties, the shadow kind of aspect of life, becomes the focus, it becomes all powerful. And so I'm going to give a couple of examples here. I'm just going to randomly pick two things as a practice right now in this moment. So one is a paper cup right here. It's just sitting on my desk, a little paper cup, a coffee cup. And what I'm noticing about, give me a moment here, and well, I'm going to take a moment, and whether you give it to me or not, because it's a recording. So what I notice about this paper cup is it's paper. And what I appreciate about it is it's recyclable. The other thing I'm noticing about it, I started drinking my coffee in my office on a regular basis in paper cups about a month and a half ago. And so I'll use this cup for a few days. I'll rinse it out each time. But I think it's the simplicity of it, the feel of paper. There's a little paper kind of cardboard coffee warmer around it. And I've been noticing this and actually attentive to why I just kind of feel naturally called to using a paper cup in my office, because I do have porcelain coffee cups in my office. I just really enjoy the simplicity of the paper, the feel of it in my hands. And eventually I'll have to replace it in a few days. But that's something I notice about it is, the simplicity. For whatever reason right now, it's meaningful to me to have something that's this simple. And it really does feel good in my hands. Maybe it's the lightness of it. It feels better in my hands than holding a porcelain cup. So that's a simple practice. And I bet if I spent more time on it, there's other things I could notice. Even in the shape and the physical characteristics of, what the color represents to me and the combination of the colors. And so that's a paper cup. That's a simple one. Another one I'll pick is my dog. I say really our dog, our meaning Ting and I. Waldo is our puppy, and we've had him for, when did we get him? Anyway, he's about 5.5 months old. He was born December 14th. And Waldo, I'm going to show you a little picture of him. He's taking a rest right now. Whoops, where'd he go? There he is. Say hi, Waldo. Anyway, he's over there. He noticed me moving over here. So I'm just randomly picking Waldo. He's actually easy to appreciate. If I wanted to focus on something negative, I could come up with a lot of things that really bother me at times. He's a puppy. What I really notice about Waldo that I appreciate, though, is he is so sweet. He loves people. He loves children. He loves other dogs. He loves cats. He doesn't chase after cats. He likes cats. And when my office is here at the 5th Street Market in Eugene. And when I have breaks, lunch break, I take him out for walks. He loves to meet the people in this area. He's getting known. And and often I'm walking by people and he'll stop. He wants to go back and meet them. And so I appreciate just his love for people and other life, really, cats, dogs. Loves to play. He's very playful. He's a puppy. And yes, he chews things up. He's destroyed a few things. We get nervous sometimes if he's going to swallow the wrong thing. But God, he's so lovable. Now, the other thing about Waldo that I really appreciate, especially lately, I've taken on that I'm going to really become a good dog owner, dog parent. And so it's taking patience. I've been doing leash training. I'm working with a dog trainer now, Roman Garfield, holistic dog training. And if he happens to see this, Roman, you're doing a good job. I'm doing a good job as a student. I am listening to you. We met last Sunday for a training in a public place. We met at a restaurant in the outdoor seating area. That's a dog-friendly place. So I could get some training on how to take Waldo to places like that and have him be able to interact in a manner that's not disruptive. And but it's really, I'm the one that's getting trained. And so one of the things that happened in our last training was I got a little bit more coaching on leash training. And so it's, Roman, if you happen to see this, it's working well. And so of course, this is about appreciating Waldo. I appreciate how intelligent he is. He picks things up really well. I wasn't planning to, but I'm actually appreciating myself. I'm very coachable. Roman, I'm listening to you. I've been doing leash training just as you showed me on Sunday. Well, I hope it is as you showed me. So one of my clients, in fact, the other day showed up, and right at the time he showed up, I could tell Waldo needed to go outside for a little walk. So my client loves dogs. And he also likes to do walks and talks at times. So we went out and did the first half of our session walking Waldo. And my client noticed right away, he says, "Boy, you're doing really good with the leash training." And so actually today when I was out walking Waldo and I was training, I had two different people as I was out walking, and they go, "Good job. I really appreciate that you're training your dog." They could tell I was doing training with him. And then one guy even stopped and went on and on about how, I wish everybody would do this. Puppies really need to be trained, and I really appreciate that you're taking the time to train your dog. And so I'm grateful that I'm coachable, that I actually am willing to learn from somebody with much more experience, my dog trainer. And Waldo, for being such a good student, he's coachable too. Not always patient. He really he really likes to play, but he's teaching me patience. I'm learning patience. The other thing I'm grateful for Waldo is he really he has a lot of love. He does, and I'll admit sometimes when I'm having difficulty with him internally, I can get really angry, impatient. So I've been really working on noticing my intent, thanks to Waldo. So I'm quite confident that with practice and patience, and as I build a relationship with Waldo and really engage with him, it's going to carry over to other areas of my life. So this is the practice, a recipe for appreciation. Step 1, pay attention. Voluntarily focus your attention on yourself, another person, or a thing. Step 2 is whatever you choose to focus on, choose to be interested. Engage with it. Focus some effort and time. And that's step 2. And then step 3 is the action piece. Now, appreciate it. Name it. Speak to what you value. Could be a characteristic, could be something physical, but put it into words and share of it. So that's the practice. I'll probably share more about this later, but go more in depth with it, because as simple as this sounds, each step is a practice in mindfulness. Each step can be like a meditation. So I'm working on this on a daily basis. I'm bringing it to other areas of my life, not just dog training and coffee cups. So that's it for today. Thank you very much.